Well, my next guest is Dange Durrett, who comes originally from Lithuania, but today lives in Chicago in the US. And Dange is a business growth consultant who mainly works with small and medium-sized businesses in the US. And we had a great conversation, including how she helps businesses avoid the 85% trap. You know, the fact that 85% of small businesses fail within the first 18 months. We talked a bit about her experience as a single mother, bringing up her son while she was creating her business, and also how she's used networking, but specifically creating her own network as an amazing strategy for getting new clients. Let's have a listen. This is the Expat Business Hero podcast, and I'm your host, Alex Congdon. So welcome, Dange. Nice to have you on the show.
Hi, Alex. How are you?
I'm great. I read your article you sent me before about where you came from, and I understand that you grew up in Lithuania, which I understood was the first country to declare independence from the Soviet Union. Did I get my facts right?
That is correct. And we are, yes. On the top of that, this year, Lithuania celebrates 100 years of independent, restored Lithuania. So,
well, yes. There you go. Here's to independence and freedom. I love that.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit about your time growing up there? What was it like?
Oh, it was, you could not be an entrepreneur. That's the first thing what everybody's asking, like, how was it in Soviet Union? No, you had to go to school, college, get a good job, and, think only about jobs. So there was no entrepreneurship. However, my mother was very creative. She was an engineer, and she was always, coming up with ways to make extra money. So I've seen this, all these ways to make money. So my mother was like a sewing. One of our rooms used to be like a sewing office. So I was making my own clothes, and my mother was making money from, after work. After she comes back, she would come back from work and she would make extra something. We would make earrings. We would make some hair accessories, and we would send it to, and my mother with her friends would send it to Belarusia. So it would be always, especially like in late 80s, when all this kind of opportunities came up and that you could do something on your own business. So that's when I saw that there are ways. You don't have to go only have a job. If you are creative, if you are ambitious, there are always ways to, to make extra and to think outside the box and be better than most. So.
But the culture seems to have evolved since then. I understand it's quite an entrepreneurial hub today. There's a lot or how is the culture today in terms of entrepreneurship?
Oh, right now Lithuania is amazing. It's like economy is growing. It's like two sides. You cannot say that everything is very pretty and very nice. However, the capital, Vilnius, and Kaunas, the second biggest city where I'm from, actually, those cities are like really expanding and blooming. We have a lot of foreign investors. Lithuania right now is IT Mecca. Mm. Yeah, so it's a lot of companies, a lot of foreign investors are looking for opportunities to grow, and Lithuania is a great place to do that. So we have a lot of talents, and the prices and cost of rent, rental offices or something, it's still competitive. So yeah, go Lithuania, expand your business.
So one of those great talents, namely yourself, ended up leaving the country and ended up after quite a few other different travels in Chicago in the US, where you are today. Yes. So how did you end up there, and what triggered you to start your business?
So for me, my story was I was at age 24 or 25, and it was 2000. And the borders opened, and a lot of my age people were looking for opportunities, just like get out of and explore what's out there. And it was easy to get visa. I had a good job at that time, so I got visa. I came to US as a tourist and worked as a nanny. And I thought, a little bit, 6 months, I will learn English, we'll save some money, and we'll go back to Lithuania. However, I saw the opportunities, and I saw this environment in the United States is just so, it's like I would say mecca for entrepreneurs. It's like a businesses. You can do business from anything, and it's like market is huge. So anybody can be very successful in the United States. It was easy. So my goal was just to learn English, bring my son, and kind of, stay in the United States. And I was in insurance and mortgage businesses. It's like always looking for opportunities to, to have freedom. I'm workaholic. I used to be more a long time, like 15 years ago, but now everything changes, and you have to keep your balance, life and business balance, and life and work balance. So that's why I changed a little, But yeah, so United States, that's why I came, and I saw that, entrepreneurship, business ownership is the way to go. So.
Was there anything particular that inspired you to get into become a business growth consultant and coach?
Yes.
What was the motivation behind that?
So the motivation was, I was always looking for ways, how to educate people or share information. If I have something, I was always like sharing and a go-to person. So people would come and ask for advice. However, after 2008, when the economy crashed, a lot of people started businesses because they had to survive, not because they loved it, but because they were good at they had skills, or they lost their jobs, so they had to get creative. And during that time, a lot of people started their businesses. However, a lot of them were losing and closing and failing in less than 2 years. And statistically, 85% of people fail in first 18 months. And that statistics is like sad. And like 2008, 9, 10, 11, I realized that, that's where I learned that I am good and I have a good common sense without, just following rules and boxes and data and take, basic rules. I realized that when you have a common sense and when you have people skills, or you're willing to do something and you really don't care only about the rules, I realized that I'm good at training people. I'm good at sales. I'm good at expanding and seeing opportunities. And in 2012, I decided that, what, if people are asking for my advice, why not to start my own business? And I thought that was a big niche, because a lot of startups, a lot of businesses who started business owners who started businesses, they needed basic education, and especially X generation who were born, in the 70s or so. We were trained for skills, but we were not trained for business. We were not taught businesses, or how to do market research, or how to price or how to be above your competitors. We thought logically, what to do, and if you're doing a good so there's so many ways, so many pieces of the puzzle that makes business successful. So I thought, well, if there is a niche, and why not to learn and educate people about ins and outs of upcoming challenges? So I went back to school, get my second degree here in the United States with the technical management, and I wanted to be a legit consultant. So I thought that paper will change or make my life easier, my business easier. So I focused my focus in technical management degree was with entrepreneurship, small business consultant, and e-commerce, because I saw the future. I saw, like, what, it's not going to be about working hard, it's going to be about working smart. And to have that successful business, there's so many pieces of the puzzle. There's like a basic foundation. 80% of success is a foundation. So instead of failing in 18 months, not because of the business, not because of the bad idea, but because people were missing some pieces of those, like you build foundation, you want to make sure that all four corners are strong and like solid. And some people were missing one or two corners. So I realized that if I educate them about upcoming challenges, if I make sure that all those pieces of the puzzle, the foundation is strong and solid, they can grow. They can build a second floor, like you say, or expand and build another location and another store and another office. And that's where I realized I'm loving it. I love seeing transformations. I love seeing how business owners, after working with me 3-6 months, they grow and they become better leaders, they become better managers, they become better wives and husbands. Their relationship is stronger. So less stress, more time with their families, quality time. They build better relationship with their employees, with their teammates, with their partners. And there's less stress.
So how do you, to get into this 15% club, as you call it, the ones that actually do survive beyond 18 months? I mean,
yes.
What would you suggest? What are the things that you typically need to do if the other 85% are typically not failing, are failing or not making?
Okay, sure. That's a great question. So what happens is, for example, somebody was an accountant and they lost their job. So they start doing something. They say, okay, I'm going to work with small businesses. I'm going to offer my services. And they do accounting for those companies. And they can be fine, have a few accounts, few clients. However, if they're not going to market, if they're not going to do proper marketing, they're not going to grow. So they might say one of their clients found somebody who can provide the same services for less expensive cost, and they will go. So maybe accountant is not the best example. Let me say bakery or spa. One of my clients, okay, there's a spa. So she was very good hairdresser and she would do great makeups, but she was very poor marketer. She didn't have any sales skills. And she had this little shop, like with 4 stations, and she would rent those chairs for other hairdressers. But she was so bad at marketing. She was horrible people skills. Like really, she had some clients who would find her, but she would never come and go and find clients. And she was thinking to expand the whole. We wrote a business plan, a great idea how to expand, how much money okay. So there's another thing. She was bad with money, didn't understand her numbers, didn't know her fixed cost every month, like expenses, didn't have a clue how to market, social media, and all other things. So that would be an example. So she had to close because she couldn't survive by herself. People didn't work with her. The other hairdressers found other locations because she was a bad manager. She didn't, like I said, didn't invest anything in marketing. So, certain things. When I worked with her, I explained to her, these are the things that you have to cover. These things you have to worry about, and these things you have to really pay attention to. So she was a sad statistic. She became sad statistic instead of success story. If I give you another example about success story, so there was one bakery and she was working by herself for a year. And what we did, I looked at all the numbers. We looked what about operations, how to improve operations, how to work less, how to make more money, it doesn't make a sense for her to hire someone. And of course, we did a whole plan. She looked at the numbers, she looked at the outcome, what could happen if she did certain things, and she improved it. And actually, we worked with her. She was one of my clients from Texas, and I'm in Chicago, she's in Texas. I went there a couple times. I saw what was going on, and actually, she was doing everything on her own via Skype. And we were doing emails. We did a lot of research. We did social media. We improved a lot of things. And so she's like quadrupled in a year. Her income, her revenue, her visibility online. So those are the things. And like you said, 18%, 85%, if they will improve and implement some advices, if they will be open-minded, if they will listen or not afraid to try new things, if they are willing to grow and educate themselves, they will become, like a success story. And somebody who doesn't listen, is not willing to change, forget it. They're gonna close, or they're gonna make money, but just just like every month, by the end of the month, they will struggle anyway.
So you were one of these businesses. I mean, you could have been a statistic like that. Now, tell me honestly, it can't have been plain sailing. What really frustrated you when you first set up this business, particularly as a foreigner in a new country, etc.? What were some of the things that you went through?
So for me, there are two things probably I would cover. One was so let me be more specific, Alex, please.
Well,
what
you
want to start with, as a foreigner coming, or as a starting my own business, this particular business?
A bit of both, I think, because obviously you first had to settle in, and there's life issues, I suppose, and the second part is I'm starting my business.
Okay.
And what are the troubles I'm going to face?
Okay. So when I came to US, I thought, we are Europeans, we have education, we speak more than one language. I thought the door is going to be open for us. I thought, everybody have to hire us because we're so awesome. We're foreigners. We travel the world. Our mentality, we're open-minded. We're like thinking outside the box. We are so awesome, And then you see that some companies are willing and they are open. And if they're more global, they accept that change. But it was difficult because I didn't know where to start. To go to online, like 15 years ago, there was hard to go online because there was not so popular. Of course, there was no social media that you could get, but I didn't know where to start. So I was just basically asking around who's working somewhere. Hey, are you hiring? Are you expanding? So that's why for me it was easier to find those jobs that were, on commission or on project, or that I would be self-employed. Because to get into the door, the salaries were very small at that time. You have to start from the bottom. So basically everywhere. It used to be. Now with experiences with more companies going global, so it's easier. But a long time ago, 15 years ago, it was different. So when I started this business, for me, it was also a challenge where to find clients, because I saw a niche. I saw that this business writing, it's huge, it's coming, and coaching is coming up, like all these businesses, because in this society, in these times when we live in, and there's so much information, we have like a high speed and, lifestyle, and it's very easy to go crazy, to lose focus or to lose balance, or I don't know, I'm not saying to lose families, but if you're too focused and if you don't have a balance and if you don't make money or something, it's hard to sustain a happy relationship and balance and be a good parent and be a good spouse and be a good friend and a daughter and visit your parents and etc. But so I saw that coaching, it's okay to hire someone if you want to lose weight, if you go to fitness, if you want a perfect body, relationship coach, parenting coach, why not? It's easy. It's much easier than to go and read 20 books to find 1 or 2, 3 answers, or to go take 2, 3 years of degree and go back to school, learn about all the basics about the business. So why don't you hire someone, pay money, save yourself time, save yourself stress, and just use somebody's expertise who went through all that, what you need, who will answer these particular questions that you need answers to, instead of going and searching and wasting your time. So I thought every single business owner has to have a business plan, or somebody who wants to start a business, they have to have a business plan, and that was not true. So I was like, okay, how do I find my clients? Where do I go? So I joined Chamber of Commerce. I joined some communities in my area. I joined some. It took me a while to find those groups that I could join and be part of and offer them my expertise. And I had to provide and trainings and seminars and like really show them how valuable are the services that I'm offering, how valuable is the information that they don't know, so that they should work with me. And of course, success stories and case studies, it takes time to have them ready for sharing. But it's when I think if I stayed in Lithuania, I probably wouldn't be in this position. So there would be difference. So I cannot compare, but I think in Lithuania maybe it would be easier. Here it took me as a foreigner, and you probably, Alex, you for sure, you know that you come and it's like everywhere is a different environment. So you have to get used to it, different speed of life, different perspective, different time. It's like a lot of things that were different. So for me, it was challenging. It was not easy. It's but I'm very optimistic. I would still not, I was not willing to go get a job. Even I was looking for a job. There were some times that I thought, you know what, I should quit. And I really, with all my expertise, with all what I have, what I know today, I probably should go get a good job. For certain jobs, it was impossible to get because I was, for good companies, for good positions, they are usually hiring, especially in the US, they are hiring from within. And for me to start somewhere in the lower positions, they would not hire me because I was overqualified. So for me, it was like, okay, I'm stuck. Looks like I have a lot to offer, but nobody hires me. And I had to create my own position. That's why basically 3 years ago when I started this business, I was like, that's what I'm good at. I love it. I see a lot of potential. I believe in it. And I don't care if somebody's not hiring me for full time. I'm gonna accept challenges, but I believe what I do. I believe in what I do, and I will create my own job. So that's what happened. That's my story.
So, I mean, what's a typical day look like for you from the moment you get up to the moment you go to bed? Give us an idea.
Okay. So when I have a schedule, what I have to do and what would work perfectly in the real life, but I never follow. So for me, I sleep in a little bit. Sometimes I allow myself to sleep longer. I like till 8 sometimes.
Oh, the real lion then.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But my goal is to go 7:30 and at 8 o'clock to be ready to really, to start my day. And then I do calls. Let me see, I have my schedule here. So I do calls and emails till noon. And then if I have lunches, meetings, I do 2-3 meetings a week. I try to do 2-3 lunches, but it would have to be qualified coffee meetings, with potential prospects. I go twice a week. I go to networking events, in the evening, because I have to drive to the city. So that's another thing. I try to, if I have meetings in the city, because I live a little bit away from Chicago, about 20 minutes. So I try to push everything together. If I drive to the city, I try to schedule all the meetings in the city the same day. I do know that I have to write articles and educational material for my website or for my trainings, for my seminars. So I usually spend 2-3 hours on that 2-3 times a week. I read a lot. If I have okay, so I lost the momentum. So okay, meetings, computer, emails, calls in the morning till noon. In the afternoon, I schedule what's going on for the evening. I try to go twice or 3 times a week to exercise because or meditate or Zumba or yoga.
Is that important?
Or running.
Is that a really important part of the day in terms of,
you know what, I try to implement at least 20-30 minutes of meditation. Mm-hmm. If I don't run or if I don't have yoga class, I try to every evening before I go to bed also meditate. It's this thing I discovered during winter break, in December, and it helps me to calm down and, because all that commotion in our heads, we can lose the focus. So I try to meditate that. So try to read at least 20-30 minutes every day, even if it's during a day, if I have a coffee break or in the evening before I go to bed. But yes, so.
And what time do you finish up? What time is end of the day for you? Is it?
Okay, here's another thing. That's why I sometimes sleep in a little bit longer, because I don't count my hours, and sometimes I can work till 1, till midnight, and just have my long evenings. And sometimes I just pick up momentum and I can be at the computer for 8 hours if I want to.
And you're not
Starting in the
dreaming
later afternoon. Yeah.
if you work late, you're not dreaming work, are you, all night? Because that's my problem.
You know what? I love what I do. So yeah, I wake up and I go to sleep. That's why I started to meditate. I really have to stop and clear my head.
Okay.
Because it's too much. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned before about communities and networking groups that you're a part of. Which ones have you found helpful then on the way? Have they been an important part of your business?
Yes. I network quite a bit. And even 3 years ago, I started my own networking group. And what I realized, what helps me the most, I joined women's group. And women who are not the realtors, there's like some business, like a lot of social media branding, and also women who are also very current, who understand that you have to have a balance, that you can work from home, who travel, who, how to say, you know what, it's like all kinds of groups available, but I'm the most relate to those who work with small businesses the way I do. Some kind of middle-sized groups, the businesses similar to what I work with, because we can combine and I can use their services to offer for my clients. So that's why we go to seminars together. We provide, I learn
Share
from them.
Yeah. I mean, so this is fascinating. So you actually created your own network as well.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about that experience? And is it something that you would advise others to do, perhaps, or think about?
You know what, I would. And actually, I just wrote on my wall that it's going to be a Lithuanian Business Women Club. So what happened 3 years ago when I started my business, I thought, okay, I want to offer my services. And I started, of course, with my community. And here in Chicago, we have one of the biggest Lithuanian communities in the world. It's like a Lithuanian World Center. So I thought, I know that our ladies work so hard. They have so much talent and they are amazing, but they kind of stuck in their own environment, in their own community. So I thought, if I'm going to educate them, if I'm going to host events and I'm going to invite Americans, Latinas, mingle and do mixes and offer their services outside of the community, and they will have an opportunity to learn from others what they're going through, and maybe use somebody else's services and talents and learn from them. So I started to host networking events and seminars for Lithuanian community. And it was funny, somebody would get discouraged from, I'll share you with my story. So I said, okay, ladies, would you be interested? And everybody oh yeah, let's do it. This is so interesting. Nobody's doing in our community. Yeah, Dange, amazing. Yeah, let's do it. So I was like, great. 12 women sign up for the first event, for the seminar per se. Okay, it was a seminar. I kind of wanted to have like a training, educational seminar, to start. Only 5 showed up. I was like, oh my gosh, seriously? Okay, maybe it was in the middle of the day during business hours. Okay, let's do the next one on Saturday morning. Oh yeah, Dange, yeah, we couldn't make it, so we're going to make it on Saturday morning. 25 sign up, 12 show up. I was like, seriously, I'm not doing it, because I had a photographer. We wanted to do professional pictures, for a profile, breakfast, coffee. I organized everything. 12 showed up. I was like, you know what? I don't know. There's no demand and no interest. So I was like, well, what if I do after work hours with cocktails somewhere at the restaurant? I was like, maybe it would be different. Maybe I will invite more, will be more interest. So guess what? 25 sign up, and I closed the room, like a space for 25 women. 40 showed up. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And it was exciting. And everybody was like, a great environment, great atmosphere, great energy. So because I was posting I was sharing all these pictures, what I'm doing. And like even 12 women showed up on Saturday. I posted these pictures with like, everything was nice, but you had that energy showing and posted as it was like a huge success. However, it was the biggest disappointed. I wanted to go home and have a couple of glasses of wine and go to sleep. It was like, so, disappointed. So after having these ladies at the bar, with glasses of wine and like, people were asking like, why it's only for women? I was like, you know what, let's do it. So next event, 2 months later, we had 85 people. So, and it was interesting when I was hosting an event, like I said, for 20, like my third event where 40 women showed up. One lady calls me like a few days before. Hi, Dange, I'm an event planner. Would you be interested if I helped you to host an event? I would like to, help you for free, but I would like to promote my business, also to meet some ladies. I was like, sure. Another lady calls me. Hi, can I decorate your event? I'm a flower designer. So I was like, sure. Another one calls me, can I provide some desserts for your event? I was like, sure, So it was amazing. It didn't cost me anything extra. And the photographer calls me, can I be a photographer for your event? I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And, positivity. And ladies wanted to come, and they came and they helped. They built relationships. And all these original ladies who called me to host an event, they were hosting 3 years in a row. So it was our group. It was a great promotion for them. It was great way to promote their business and have more visibility. They had a lot of businesses from helping me. So when you help one person, you actually, by helping somebody, you're helping yourself. So without, at the beginning, somebody was asking like, well, how much you're going to pay me like for giving my services? I'm like, well, you're going to win more. You're going to get more in return. So, and that's what when I started, I was like, okay, I'm going to give you advices for free. Just give me the referrals, or share with others my story, what I did for you, the transformation, the success story, like really giving a lot at the beginning. It's inevitable. You have to do it. You have to do a lot of things for free, either sponsor event or give an advice. Maybe it's not with money and with the capital, but you share your information with the world, what you are doing. And those networking events, for me, it's like the best way to promote my business. And actually right now I'm thinking about June. I always celebrate my business birthday. So this year would be my 3rd birthday. And yeah, so that's why I'm this June.
Sounds like there's a party coming.
A party is coming, and I used to do in suburbs. Now I'm planning to do in the city, in downtown on the rooftop. So this is like a big thing coming up. So I'm very excited about that. That's a lot of work.
I'll wait for the invitation then. I'm looking forward to that.
Sure. You're always invited, Alex.
Okay. I want to go back a little bit because I know you told me that you raised your son mostly as a single mother. And I just wanted to know that how did that affect your mindset or determination as you were growing your business, as you were effectively on your own doing this business?
Yeah. So when I got divorced when my son was 5 years old, and that's when I came to US. I was like, you know what? I'm going to conquer the world. I'm going to do everything on my own. I don't care, And I came to US and everything was fine. But I knew that I don't have anybody to count on. My parents were back in Lithuania. I was on my own. And all what I had to do, it was only one option, just, to succeed and make money. And I did a lot of mistakes. That's a fact. But those mistakes were expensive. That's a fact. But you know what? It's just, I don't know. Would I do it the other way? I probably would do certain things, but if I did differently, I wouldn't be where I am today. If I was too comfortable a few years ago and everything was going successfully, I probably wouldn't grow as a person that much, because every single time when it was hard, I was, looking for answers. I was trying to challenge myself, try something new, read another book, think outside the box and go to different events, find a different market, or explore some, listen podcasts, read more, like I said, and like really find answers of what works. And with economy changing in the last 15 years, economy changed, I would say maybe like 3 times. And the way people do business changed 3 or 4 times. Like in 2000, at the beginning of 2000, it was to be like, go close no matter what, just no matter price, you have to be, whatever you have to tell your client, you have to close, especially it was insurance, the mortgage business. And now you're looking to build a relationship. And if client doesn't need your services today, but if you build a relationship, they will remember you, they will come back, or they will lead somebody to be your client. They will share what you do with your friends. But being as a single mother, I had to juggle a lot. So there was times that I brought my son when he was 10. We lived in US till he was 15. And then 2008, 9, 10, and 11, I went back to Lithuania for 3 years. And again, being as a single mother, just you have to cross the ocean and start from zero again. It's a good thing we have home back in Lithuania, so it was easier. It was the same school, the same friends, so it's kind of easy transition. But then in 2011, we came back again to US. And again, being as a single mother, you have to think and logically like a man and emotionally as a woman. So you have to, it's just so many things you have to go through, and it's not easy. Was it worth it? Absolutely. So, but my son is now back in Lithuania. So yeah, I'm glad that he's there, not, but I know he's going to travel the world. He's going to go, he wants to study everywhere. But yeah, as a single mother, would I do it differently? I don't know. But that's my story. I love it. I think sometimes I think I am sorry for certain things I've done. I would rather not do it. But on the other hand, I'm so happy where I am today. I would not, I don't know. It's a hard question. But as a single mother, yeah, you sometimes you don't think logically, you just practically, you think practically what's practical, and you just have to get it done, pay your bills, and be at home in certain times because you have to cook dinner and you have to be available on Saturday, Sunday to give a ride for your son to somewhere, it's like crazy.
Well, looking forward then, what are you planning? What's the next 5 years look like for you?
So right now, like I said, I'm so happy to be at this point in my life and in my business. I know that I have to work smart, not only hard. I work hard enough. So I realized that, sharing my information and my knowledge, and I do have a lot knowledge comparing with maybe somebody who is a beginner at business. So I decided that for me to share my information, what I'm offering, my services, is there other ways, not only working with one-on-one with clients, but that's my favorite part, but also clients can download and do it yourself kind of way with a program that I created and what I learned from working with different clients. And I have this 5 proven steps to strategic business growth. And I want to implement this, and I'm working like it's my next 2 months project, and it has to be online, accessible to everyone. It's like 5 steps how to rewrite your business plan. And that's
so
why.
This is you going global then. I mean, this is going to.
Yes. You know what? Yes, globally, it's not. I'm not going to be talking about laws because every state, every country has different laws, but a lot of basics, about rebranding if you have to. What to do, what to look at when you want to review and assess your business, how to rewrite your business, how to set goals, and how to lay strategies for growth. Also, another I'm going to be covering about reviewing your team, and that team can, and reviewing your team, and it requires excellence, a commitment that your team would be committed for your vision, and also how to make it happen, all these pieces of the puzzle, the ones that I said, to build a strong foundation before growing, you have to find those missing pieces. So my goal is that you would find those missing pieces. So that's my next 2 months project. And this program will be implemented. I hope my goal is to implement it and be accessible to everyone by the end of the year. So that's why, if you ask what is next for me, so I'm very excited about implementing and sharing that program. I want to work with a few more businesses. I still have room to work with 3-4 new clients full time. It would be like 2-3 hours, 4 hours a week. And another thing is I want to teach in college. So that's my give back to the community. So I want to do more seminars, more trainings, and I really want to work with young entrepreneurs who are like, who think entrepreneurship, who see that there should be better ways. It's not always work hard and make money, but work smart. And there's a lot of ins and outs, a lot of challenges. So I want to share that they would skip those challenges, that they would be prepared and educated, and they would know how to prepare for that instead of being sad statistics, that they would be a success story.
And is there a book in there somewhere? Maybe are you?
Yes, I've been working on my book since 2013, and I said my deadline was 2017. But it's going to be more seasoned. It's going to be better. So I'm working on it. Yes.
Okay, we'll look out for that one. Well, listen, I just want to thank you very much for being here. I think on behalf of all the people that you help as well, I want to say thank you, because I think you're doing an amazing job with them, and I think also your story and what you've done is also inspiring for other entrepreneurs who have to move home and set up a business, and it's not straightforward, and there's always a family consideration. So I want to thank you for that and recognize what you've done. And
absolutely. And my one advice would be invest in planning. Really, because you have to understand your market, you understand your competition, you have to understand whom you're going to partner with, you have to understand the value of marketing and the power of marketing. So it's like anybody who would do or start business, I'm like, really invest time, and I would be more than happy to answer or help somebody, and just to lay strategies. Because like I said, I learned the hard way. It's just went through so many things that I could skip or avoid. But at that point, there was no help. There was no coaches 15 years ago. There was no consultants or mentors who could say, this one doesn't make sense. That's what you have to do. This is how to focus on how to set goals. Nobody helped me with these things 15 years ago. That's why it took longer. It cost me more. It cost me stress. It cost me lost dates, and lost time with my son. So yeah. I would highly recommend everybody to prepare. It's not an easy ride. Entrepreneurship is not an easy ride. That's a fact. But you have to be prepared.
I'm going to put in the show notes the different ways that people can get in touch with you. But very quickly now, I know you've got a Facebook page, which is they can look at Labas Connect, which is Labas. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly.
Yes, and actually, if somebody doesn't know, I will tell you very quick Lithuanian language lesson. Labas means hello, and in Lithuanian, so Labas, let's connect. And that was the way I started the business, because the point was, let's connect, let's collaborate. So yeah.
Okay, and you got a website, labasconnect.com, labasconnect.com. And I'll put them in the show notes, and people can obviously connect with you, sign up with your newsletter, and find out more about you.
Absolutely. More things coming up. Yeah, just subscribe for newsletter, and I would like to really work with you. And if you have any questions, please call me, contact me. Yes, would love to help.
Fantastic. Okay, well, all the best, and look forward to doing this again in the future.
Thank you so much, Alex.
Okay, then.
I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Bye-bye then.